have lobbied for changes. And a small contingent of transgenders. Yeah. Well, despite the euphoria, many are wondering why Cuban dissidents have been left out. Senator Marco Rubio, Republican of Florida, a Republican presidential candidate no less, sent a letter to Kerry earlier this week calling the decision a slap in the face to the dissidents who continue to face political persecution, beatings, and arrest. And shouldn't we make that for the transgendered instead? Yeah. Well, Marco Cleaver Carone, executive director of the U.S.-Cuba Democracy PAC, said that the State Department is keenly aware of the human rights abuses on the island and should be setting a better example, but has instead chosen to sweep abuses under the rug. That's right. So bring out your transgendered. That's right. Supporters of Obama's reconciliation with Cuba say it's an unfortunate but necessary move to continue dialogue. Jeff Thale, the program director at the Washington Office of Latin America, said that the State Department was faced with the difficult task of maintaining good relations with the Cuban government while continuing its support of the dissidents and other members of the island's emerging civil society. That's not an easy needle to thread, he said in Havana this week. The compromise is to invite dissidents and other Cubans to the residence of the U.S. mission's chief later in the day tomorrow. Thale said that by doing that, the Cuban government will be satisfied with the dissidents and that they should be content spending time with Kerry and other U.S. officials. It's a smart diplomacy, he said. Construction crews have been preparing the site of the flag raising for days now. The biggest question remaining is how many average Cuban citizens will turn... I thought it was going to be, how many Cuban citizens does it take to raise an American flag? Yeah. It actually says, how many Cuban citizens will turn out to witness the historic moment? The American building was only redesignated a U.S. embassy last month. Before that, it served as a U.S. interest section since 1977. In that form, it was the focus of decades of anti-American protest, the Cubans once erecting 138 flagpoles to block the view, of the building. The ongoing political tension between the U.S. and Cuba was shown in Cuba's official newspaper, Granma, on Thursday, the 89th birthday of Fidel Castro, the former leader of the revolution. Most of the paper was dedicated to articles chronicling his endurance and longevity, along with well wishes from Latin American leaders. Castro himself penned a piece blasting several aspects of America's past, from its use of nuclear bombs in World War II to the numerous millions of dollars it owes Cuba for its decades-long embargo. The paper did not make a single reference to Friday's flag raising or the improving relationship between the two happy slappy cappies. I don't know, man.
Yes.
I don't know.
That was a mistake on my part.
Yeah, it's good. I think it is a mistake.
Yeah.
I do. I don't see nothing good coming from this. Nope. But hey, you know, who the hell am I? I'm just some fucking idiot in New York. Well, gang, that is the magic time. That's the magic hour is upon us. I want to thank the one, the only Louie Lawless for being here today.
That's the famous story about Jerry Lee Lewis. You heard that story, haven't you?
Twice during this show, Gilbert? Yeah? Something like that. Anyway, Louie, thanks for being here, as always.
You know how to spell my last name on the check, right? It's Louie Lawless.
Yes, sir. Got that. I'll get it out to you right as soon as Trump gets sworn in. Yeah. Also, Drunk Gilbert.
Yes.
Yeah. Pop quiz. Seinfeld.
Hey, can I see your dick?
There we go. There we go. I love your dick.
Yes.
Social media links.
Don't forget to follow us on our Facebook page, on Twitter, and on Instagram.
That's right. Just go to any of those places he just mentioned and type in HTLA and search it yourself. Thank you, Gilbert. We'll see you here tomorrow for the Friday show.
Thank you for listening and support support this show for the love of God.
And all of you out there, yes, all you HTLA listeners, looks like we're down to one now. That's right, the one, the only Sharon Chesley. You know what? Screw this. We're gonna give you, before we go, after the theme here, we're gonna give you Sharon Chesley's new #1 hit. Yes, F off, right there. It's coming. Have yourselves a great Thursday. We'll see you here tomorrow for the Friday show, 5 p.m. Eastern. Fuck you very much. There we go. Lick my butt and suck on my balls. That's right. Oh, yes. Yesterday's show was a free-for-all, wasn't it? We were just swearing our faces off, playing all kinds of really inappropriate music, and, well, I think Kissy's experiment failed. That's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna go officially. Yeah, that's the official word there. I think we're going to call that a fail. But hey, it's okay. You know why? Well, it's the Friday Frappacino on your coffee and cigarettes. HTLA at Radio 1 New York. New York's best talk. And it's Friday. The week's done. Weekend is here. And man, today on the big show, we're going to bring you up. First up is the Day in Pictures. Yes, 20 photos you won't soon forget. That's right. And, well... yeah, I know it's radio, but you know, Gilbert and the gang and I are going to look at them, and I don't know, we'll tell you about them. Yeah. Well, also today, mystery clouds in the Times Square kiss for the past 70 years. Now is the mystery solved? And top news, data from a Whisper pinpoints the state that likes to go nude the most. We've got it here for you. Also, we got news about workers for off the job for 5 months. Well, they get a huge surprise today, and we're sharing that with you, too. Other stories we're following today include a miracle match. Yes, as a kidney donor turns out to be his own wife. And Intel, the computer chip manufacturing company, officially pledges $750,000 today to help grow a pool of Navajo code writers. $750,000. I think Intel spends that on, like, parking every month, don't they? Well, hey, what are you going to do? I guess you just help the Navajo. That's right. Any way we can. All that and so much more today, gang. So, hey, come on in and grab yourselves a cup, have a seat, light one up. It is your coffee time. There it is, fun song we like to play when we just want to smoke and drink coffee and not say anything to you. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, never mind. Sorry. I was just smoking my cigarettes and drinking my coffee, and I didn't want to say anything to you, so yeah, just playing the music there. Welcome to the show today, your Coffee and Cigarettes Friday Frappuccino. Yes, it is weekend, finally. Yes, for this August 14th, 2015. The Big Friday. That's right. One and the only Devlon Crawford, HTLA's First Lady, is in the house today, as is the one and the only Phil DeYoung, who, well, apparently could be just as drunk as Louie and Gilbert are most days. So, happy to see you guys here and kick off your weekend with us. And I guess when I say with us, I must say that in the booth today, pushing the buttons for us, making the show go as always, is the one, the only Kissy Springer, the one who brought you the big effing show yesterday. Yes, thought we should swear more. Yeah, I don't know how that went out. I don't know. I haven't had it. I just got into the studio. We're running late today. Got into the studio. It's a madhouse in the city today. All kinds of things going on, and I had to be part of them. Thanks, Kate. Yeah. But it's okay. I'm here now and completely exhausted and ready to dish up yet another 2 hours of marathon mayhem for you here before we get the hell out of here and really get partying with our pants off. Yes, because that's what we're going to do. But before we do that, we do have to do the show. So thank you, Kissy, for pushing those buttons and making our show go today on that PreSonus 2442 digital broadcast mixer. Of course, brought to you via us by the fine folks at PreSonus.com. If you're into audio, analog or digital, you want some pretty lights or just to check the stuff out, you get on over there, PreSonus.com. Also, this show is brought to you by the fine folks, Tim Hortons, New York City, of which I was at one of those 8 fine establishments this afternoon, briefly. And I did go into the bathroom, and, well, I'm happy to report there were no strategically placed video cameras. So you can trust me, listeners, when I say that you won't be videotaped. Your bum will stay private. It will stay private when you use a Tim Hortons bathroom. Tim Hortons is always fresh. There you go. Wow, I think I might be a little bit drunk today. Yeah. Well, moving on, we're gonna bring you in the drunkards themselves. Yes, coming to us first live from the beautiful Mill Bay Film and Television and Production Studios in Mill Bay, British Columbia, Canada, is the one, the only Louie Lawless, 35-time nominated director, never won a single bloody one, and no, he's not bitter. Louie, are you there today, sir?
Bullshitters, never keep your mouth shut. Always always looking for something to do and putting things together. That's a fucking American. Look how they took the country away from England.
Well, you're absolutely right, and it's good to see you again today.
Wait a minute, I got lost. H-T-L-A.
Yeah.
Oh, H-T-L-A.
Yeah, you got it. You're fine. You're good. Everything's good.
Oh, can we cuss? Can I cuss as I always do on the show?
After yesterday's absolute effing filibuster, where everybody and their dog was cussing, and Kissy was for some reason still beeping you. You go right ahead. We've got you covered either way, as always, sir.
It's about fucking time. Move on. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that cackling, scratchy, frickin' thing. I don't know. Those Iago bird noises.
Yes.
That's what we'll call him, Iago.
Yes.
Well, those Iago bird noises, of course, are coming to us from the one, the only Gilbert Gottfried, who was actually out with me earlier this afternoon.
Yes.
We had to go to, no, it wasn't Bastion Square or something. It was,
yes.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
Yes.
No, Bastion Square is for where I'm from. We got a Bastion Square there. Actually, I filmed an action film there.
Yes.
1997, I think, was the year we filmed Recoil with Gary Daniels. Yes, it was a legendary blockbuster.
Yes.
Well, the fun part is I actually wrote the script, and
yes.
Of course, I directed the epic.
Yes.
And I did, and you can unfortunately go find this sumbitch. I don't know, wherever records and tapes are sold. I don't know. You can find it. It's out there. Some bastards probably ripped it and thrown it on YouTube.
Yes.
But, yeah, it is out there. You can find it. I'm sure Amazon Movies or whatever the hell it is, they've got it, or Netflix, or one of the, I don't know.
Yeah.
Those places out there, they've got it.
Yes.
Yeah. And if they don't, well, sorry, I'm not even getting any money for it, so. But yeah, I would recommend you highly do not watch that film. It's, well, no, Louis had me in film school in 96.
Yes.
And, of course, I wrote Recoil as part of my first year for film and directing.
Yes.
And, it was an action film because, I was all into action films then, and I could have the girl, and the girl's this hot blonde with big titties.
Yes.
Right? And then, well, of course, as I learned about the filmmaking process, when it came to casting, we ended up with some short-haired chick who looked like a lesbian. And not even the good kind of lesbian.
Yes.
No. No. Yeah, Phil says it's at Blockbuster, yeah. No, Phil, I don't think that bitch was ever at Blockbuster. Yeah. No, it was a bad movie. I like I say, I scripted the thing myself.
Yes.
And well, as you know from John Travolta, you can't script and act.
Yes.
So I scripted the thing, and I got marked on the script, and then they said, okay, well, part of your credits, you got to direct the thing. And I was like, oh, yeah, sure.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't actually turn out to be a problem. The directing thing, Louis always said that I was a natural to be a film director, and
yes.
It just boom, boom, boom. But yeah, we shot a lot of the action sequences for that when the bad guys were busting out of the diamond exchange. No, it's got nothing to do with heat. Oh, yes, it does. Actually, the movie was a dead ringer, except instead of, big bags of money, of course, I had my heroines, stealing diamonds from Jewish people. Of course, that's before Crash learned that Jewish people own and run the entertainment industry. So, after that little epic, now you know why none of my films are in theaters everywhere.
Yes.
So, yes. So, Louis, thank you for teaching me film, but...
that was a mistake on my part.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. But yeah, the film is called Recoil, and if you want to see it, I'm really touched, but I doubt you can find it anywhere.
Yes.
But that's okay, because you know what? I'm not a film director anymore. No, screw it. After 22 years of trying and just banging my head against a freaking wall. You know, not getting into any of those places in Hollywood where I could actually suck off the CEOs and executives of Warner Brothers, J.J. Abrams. And certainly, you know, I mean, I even went to Mel Gibson.
Yes.
No, I did, because after he, you know, kind of, pissed off the Jews... Yeah, you know, he went off and he did his own film thing.
Yes.
You know, he came up with Icon Entertainment. And,
yes.
Well, he was doing good. He was doing movie contracts. The movies were still getting released in some theaters. Yeah. You know, and he was still making a go of it. So I thought, oh, okay, well, yeah, I rip off the Jews in my movie. Well, okay, I'm probably in the same boat as him. If I get pulled over, I'm screwed equally. I think, you know. So I actually got a meeting with him.
Yes.
It was about 99? I think 99 or early 2000.
Yes.
Got a meeting with Mel Gibson, and we sat down. We met at one of his favorite restaurants, and let's put it this way.
Yes.
Let's be fair here. I don't know really why I'm talking about all this stuff about. Maybe I'm just had too much of the liquid lunch today.
Yes.
Maybe that's it. Or too much sun, as it is 80 degrees in Central Park right now.
Yeah.
But in any case, actually sat down with them and we talked about, you know, my epic failure as my first directorial debut. Yeah, we did, and
it's about fucking time. Move on.
At least I got to sit down with Mel Gibson. You didn't.
Yes.
Anyway, it didn't go well right from the get-go,
yes.
Because, you know, I sat down and he was already sitting in the booth when I got there.
Yes.
And we started talking and introduced and back and forth, and the assistants and the ah-ha-ha.
Yes.
Right? Oh, this is Morgan. Oh, great. Hi, I'm Tom. La-di-da-di-da. Well, when we actually finally got down to the brass tacks,
yes.
Slowly the head of this, I guess it was a beaver puppet thing. Yeah, it came up beside him. And as soon as I started talking about, you know, what had transpired in 96,
yes.
And how this whole thing, the grave mistake I had made,
yeah.
You know? And I began to talk to him about, you know, potentially working with him
yes.
on anything he might be doing. And, you know, I'll be honest. I said, you know, I'll start out as a grunt. I'll get you fucking coffee. I mean, you know. Whatever. I was young and green back in those days. I would have done anything.
Yes.
Well, no. With a limit, I wouldn't have sucked off the Warner Brothers execs, J.J. Abrams. No. Got a little white splash on the glasses. No, but yeah, the more we got into the conversation,
yes.
You know, Mel stopped talking entirely.
Yes.
And you know, my assistant there, Tom, and I were sitting there an hour into this meeting, and we're like, Mel isn't talking anymore. We're just talking to the beaver. So your rest is pretty much history. I mean, that was it. That was it in a nutshell. And we actually sat there for another 3 hours with him. And while it was entertaining, it got me squat. So I actually still have a picture of me and him and the beaver.
Yes.
You know. Got that in the office here, and actually it's funny when Frankie McDonald first came to work for us. Of course,
yes.
You know, he comes in my office, he looks up in that, and he's just in awe. He's like, "You've got Mel Gibson and the Beaver. This is Frankie McDonald from the." Well, enough about me.
Yes.
That's right.
That was a mistake on my part.
I know, and I thank you for allowing me to credit you with my joy and success, you prick. You never won an Academy Award, and you haven't won a student. There you go. Well.
And I finally figured out how to edit.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, hey, moving on today, gang. We got a show here for you. I got to get to. Kissy's already tapping the 14 minutes behind the first commercial break. There we go. Well, it's too bad. It's a damn free-for-all today. You know what? I don't even think we'll run commercials.
Yes.
I mean, what the hell for? Does anybody really go and what is it we sell in here? Captain Morgan rum? Anybody? Okay, well, actually, in fairness, that might be a good one for the Friday show.
Yeah.
Home Depot? Is anybody going to be running out and buying paint Friday night? No. Well, and then there's the Tim Hortons stuff. We're kind of screwed there.
Yes.
So, yeah, kind of bend me over because I'm drinking it right now. All right. Well, let's move on today. Thank you both for being here on the show as always.
Yes.
And yeah, I don't think I'll do our AIDS song anymore.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it was fun. I mean,
yes.
You know, I'll give it that. It was fun. I'm so ornery. Freedom costs a buckle. Yeah. No, we're not going to do that, but you know what? Screw it. It's Friday.
Yes.
I'm letting my hair down, even though I don't really have much anymore.
Yes.
And we do have at least 2 real listeners that I know about. So I think before we get along here, I'm going to entertain the folks here with a little song that's, well, it's close to my heart.
Yes.
I know it's close to Louis.
That was a mistake on my part.
Yeah, Louis loves this song.
Yeah.
No, it's true. Oftentimes on set, he'll you'll hear him, and,
yes.
and he'll be talking to people and doing this, that, and the next thing.
Yes.
But then he'll go off to the lighting truck or something. He'll go off to grab some walkie-talkies out of the communication trailer there. Or
yes.
Whatever, and you hear him humming it, and he's humming this song. Yeah. So don't you worry, Louis. Your secret is now out.
Yeah.
Anyway, without further ado, here's a fun little ditty to start off the day here. Let's go with it.
I met this girl, and she's just great. This girl I just adore. The problem is, she has much more than I had bargained for. She's got that style, she's got that smile, she's got the walk, she's got the talk, she's got that zing. There's just one thing, she's got a penis. She's got that flair, knows what to wear. She's got that face, that girlish grace. She's got pizzazz, too bad she has a penis. Now there's always some failure, always some flaw. Ain't that what they call Murphy's Law? But male genitalia, that's where I draw the line. Besides, hers is bigger than mine. My life's a mess, 'cause under that dress, she's got a P-E-N-I-S.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yes, there we go. That's my special dedication to go out there to transgenders across the world. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, well, I figured, why not? I mean,
yes.
If you can't beat them with sticks and things, can't waterboard them at Guantanamo. No, it seems we're kind of screwed. We're kind of stuck with them. So, hey, let's sing about the girl with the penis. Well, moving on today, we got stuff to move on to today, of course. We don't just sit around and pick our noses here.
Yes.
No, that's why you're in your apartment alone. You're picking your nose.
Yes.
Well, an anonymous U.S. sailor and woman in a white dress kiss euphorically in the middle of New York's Times Square. Yes, that's the famous, often recreated image most commonly associated with the day, which was, it was the day that Japan surrendered in World War II, ending the war on August 14th, 1945. Flash! War in the Pacific comes to a grinding halt. Well, that's the famous and often recreated image, yes. America celebrated, and college students, the future got one of the most ubiquitous posters ever to put up in a dorm room wall. But while this photo is ingrained in pop culture, it's long remained a mystery from who starred in the world's famous public display of affection to when exactly the photo was taken. Because their faces, captured by photojournalist Alfred Eisenstadt, and later fanned across the nation on the cover of Life magazine, are most completely obstructed, lots of people have claimed to be the couple. And it's all bogus, too, because, the sailor is me. And the conflicting accounts are published in many books, affirmed by facial recognition experts, and sworn by dozens decade after decade. Now, just in time for its 70th anniversary, physicists at Texas State University have brought science to the debate and found a major piece of the puzzle, the exact time the photo was taken. Physicist Donald Olson and his team, in an article published in the August edition of Sky and Telescope magazine, report that the photograph was taken at 5:51 p.m. Eastern. To figure out the exact time the shutter went off, Olson's team used maps, archival photos, and blueprints to interpret time based on the shadows of the buildings in Times Square. Yes, Manhattan Henge is worth something beyond its Instagram likes. Well, as the sun moves across the sky, the shadows of tall buildings in Manhattan move and can be used just like basically the image of a sundial to determine the time of day, Olson explained. And while astronomy cannot provide a positive identification of a person, knowing the precise time of the photograph does appear to rule out some candidates, he told the USA Today network in an email from a research trip recently to Scotland. Olson also pitched the project 5 years ago after online comments in a New York Times article questioned if, quote, the kiss was photographed at 7:03 p.m., at the time President Harry S. Truman announced Japan's surrender, or around 6 p.m., as one person claiming to be in the background of this photo had told the Times. Rumors of the surrender had been swirling throughout the day, hence the earlier celebrations. The detailed maps of Times Square circa 1945 was how they could understand precisely how the shadow of one building will fall into a nearby building. Once they figured out which building cast the shadow on the Lowe's building, which was the backdrop to the dramatic kissers, the astronomical calculations were not difficult. 5:55 p.m., or 5:51 p.m., actually, in the picture-perfect story. So what does it mean to those claiming to be a poster children of the post-war jubilation? Well, the leading belief is that the kissers are George Mendoza and Greta Zimmer. Accounts documented in The Kissing Sailor, the mystery behind the photo that ended the World War II, by Lawrence Varia and George Godorsky, a book published in 2012 by the Naval Institute Press. However, the book claims that Mendoza and Zimmer locked lips at 2 p.m., 3 hours before Olson's scientifically proven timing. First of all, we welcome all the information, says co-author Vernia, a Rhode Island-based history teacher of more than 30 years. He became fascinated with the kiss after a student claimed to recognize the man in the photo during a history session. But as far as timing, this has absolutely no effect on who is in the picture, he said. The book places Mendoza, the sailor from Rhode Island, and Zimmer, a dental assistant in Times Square, in early afternoon. It offers details Mendoza was seeing a movie with his future wife when the screening interrupted with the news that the war was over. They left to get celebratory drinks and wound up in Times Square. At the same time, Zimmer was taking a late lunch and passed through the hub to check out the celebrations. As the story goes, a stranger grabbed her, kissed her, and the rest is history. By the way, the woman who became Mendoza's wife, Rita, Later said she wasn't upset with her date's spontaneous action with another woman given the circumstances. Yeah. Well, honey, the war in Iraq's over. I'm just going to go over and bang this chick. Well, because everything escalates, God, somebody kissing in public now, nobody even gives it a second thought. You know, they got to be like donkey frickin' or something before people even notice, let alone, take a cell phone picture of it and throw it on Instagram. Well, the timing was from Greta's account, which she revisited 20 years after the photo was taken, Varia said. Mendoza told us from the beginning that his timetable was open, that he could confirm he was there. Varia said that he drew upon years of research, interviews, and facial recognition confirmation from industry experts. The time to continue this debate ended, and we're going to lose the opportunity someday to celebrate and embrace them, and that day, said Varia. Who cares? They were unknowns in the first place.
Yes.
It's like you take two, unknown models.
Yes.
I could go recreate that photo in Times Square right now and, I don't know, slap some donkey thing on it like, oh, the war with ISIS is over. And, of course, I'd have releases from the models, right?
Yes.
Which that guy back then was supposed to have had also. But, everybody was celebrating and just, open sex in the streets. So, I guess you don't, oh, yeah, look at these idiots. No, we got, God. There's pictures of senior citizens in Times Square reenacting the thing yesterday. Two elderly women were taken to the hospital with broken spines. One was said to have said in the ambulance on the way, I didn't know I couldn't bend that way anymore.
Yes.
Yet other accounts do endure. An Associated Press obituary for March 2014 recognized Glenn McDuffie, a mail carrier and semi-professional baseball player who died at 86, as the man in the photograph. Edith Shane, who died in 2010 at 91, is deemed his counterpart. God, it's almost like, where's Elmo? Where's Elmo? God, it could be anybody kissing. And really, bottom line, doesn't effing matter. The war was over. Party up. So what? Well, the story does go on at length, and I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. No way. It's not...
It's about fucking time. Move on.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm doing it.
Yes.
Yeah. That's right. Let's get to some important stories here for the weekend for our listeners. How about, maybe take a little interstate trip, because after I tell you about this next story, you just might go.
Yes.
Yeah. That's right. When you're home alone, perhaps your guilty pleasure is watching episodes of The Bachelorette while drinking a Bud Light Lime Arita. Not freaking likely.
Yes.
Maybe you talk out loud to your cat and pretend she's human.
Yeah.
Don't laugh. I know you do. Well, Trulia, a website launched in 2005 for home buyers and renters, recently partnered with the anonymous online sharing company Whisper to unveil the quirkiest things people do at home. In New Jersey, people are apparently bearing it all, at least the ones who use Whisper. Through Whisper, it gathers very little data that can be used to identify users. The company does store their IP addresses and numerical labels that identify a computer or a smartphone to the internet. But from there, Whisper data crunchers are able to determine the top 5 states where users had a thing for being naked at home. Well, Whisper, which launched in 2012, now has 10 million monthly active sick peeping Tom frickers. Yeah. And generates 10 billion monthly page views, including 100,000 new posts every hour during peak times. Louisiana was next in nakedness, followed by Mississippi. South Carolina and Connecticut to round the top 5, but Yeah, New Jersey residents on Whisper are more than twice as likely to be naked at home than those in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Well, and if you know the folks in New Jersey here,
Yes.
With the women especially, and it's not just because I like seeing them naked.
Yes.
Because to be honest, there's a great number of women in New Jersey I would not want to see naked. No siree. That would be a big no.
Sex is only the tip of the iceberg.
Oh yeah, but I'm talking like worse than war horror photos. Yeah. No. I think I would sooner sit through 20,000 hours of nothing but Vietnam film footage of nothing but dead kids. Then even have to spend 4 seconds looking at some of these naked New Jerseyans.
Yes.
Yeah. But on the other hand,
Yes.
there's some mighty fine ones, and I gotta say, not really down with the cheetah print. Yeah. I don't know what it is with New Jersey women. They all wear cheetah print.
Yes.
I really don't know.
I think it should be short and sweet.
Yeah. Gilbert Seinfeld.
Hey, can I see your dick?
That's what I've been talking about.
Yeah.
Well, one thing for sure. Yes, the Marlboro Blacks are mighty fine today. Yes. So yeah, the cheetah print. No, I honestly don't know, Gilbert.
Yes.
I don't know what it is with even your wife Dara. She what was it last week had those cheetah print pants like Peg Bundy used to wear. Remember? That's not to say that I wouldn't mind seeing like Phil's sister in a pair of them. But as for, I don't know why I keep getting sidetracked. Yeah. I don't know. Well, Whisper's data shouldn't have quite the detail of online ride-sharing service Uber, whose senior vice president last year suggested that he could dig up dirt on a technology writer who particularly peeved him by looking at their travel logs. But Whisper's partnership with Trulia could help you realize the true anonymity of the web just doesn't happen, especially when tantalizing bits of information can be aggregated into marketing data. Now the cute stuff. Many people don't just get nude, they embrace their inner weird. Oh, yeah, they do. If you didn't want it out there, you should have kept it to yourself. Yeah. Yes, that's the official word. When home alone, I love to run naked in my house and pretend I'm a horse.
I nearly got kicked out of a theater. I can't remember what I saw about 2 weeks ago because I was booing and screaming.
Oh, yeah, but you're not running around your house naked pretending you're a horse. Well, I'm naked so much at home that when my dog sees me put on clothes, she gets excited because she knows we're going out for a walk or somewhere. Mm-hmm. Sometimes when I'm home alone, I choreograph naked dances throughout my house. Oh, Nebraskans, we know you like to dance by yourself when you're home alone. What Whisper didn't reveal is exactly how much you have on. So there you go. I don't know if, these stories are coming out from the media to showcase these companies and their new partnerships and the cool new things that they can do by peering into your webcam in your bedroom at night, or if they just entirely are trying to open up all of these companies to huge lawsuits.
Yes.
Right to what? Privacy? No. No, that's I don't know, Gilbert. What do you think? If you they set up if Dara goes and signs up on one of these things and you didn't know about it and she thought it was innocuous, then the next thing there's YouTube Gilbert naked. Yeah, what would that be like, huh?
Oh, it's not awful, but just not good.
It's not awful. Well, God, please then take your cell phone and go into your bathroom. Go have a shower tonight or whatever. Go into your bathroom there and do what the black girls do. Do a selfie of yourself in the mirror. And don't, for the love of God, don't show it to anybody. But just look at that and tell me from, your completely objective point of view if that should be out on the internet anywhere. I'm thinking you're going to probably be leaning towards the no.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're going to go for a quick commercial break because, well, we have to because the black lady has a whip today. And when we come back, don't worry, we're going to tell you about an interesting story about folks who have been off the job for 5 months and who went back to work to a very big surprise. We'll be back in 2.
You've got it locked to HTLA Radio 1, New York.
What if there was a coffee that was sourced from some of the world's most renowned growing regions, abundant with rich, fertile soil? What if this coffee was picked at the perfect moment, then packed meticulously and shipped carefully to be roasted under the watchful eye of coffee masters? What if it was expertly blended, ground, and sealed, ensuring maximum flavor and freshness, then brewed in small batches and always served fresh within 20 minutes, just the way you like it? Now, what if this coffee just happened to be the coffee you already know and love? Tim Hortons. Always fresh. Always great tasting coffee.
Automatic freshness, softness, and static control has never been easier with the Bounce Dryer Bar. I just stick it to the inside of my dryer, and I never have to remember.
Old Spice Body Spray makes you smell like power! It's so powerful it sells itself in other people's commercials. You smell like outdoor freshness.
You smell like power.
Yeah, I do. Power! Power!
When we arrived at our hotel in New York, the porter was so incredibly careless with our bags. And the room they gave us, it was beautiful. A broom closet. But the worst part was the shower. My wife drying herself with the Egyptian cotton towels. Shower curtain defined that whole vacation for her. Don't just visit New York. Visit TripAdvisor New York.
With millions of reviews, a visit to TripAdvisor makes any destination better.
Glasses. White Rum has a new captain. Introducing the all-new Captain Morgan White Rum. 5 times distilled for a smoother taste.
We're New York's best talk radio, HTLA Radio 1.
Now, I remember sitting next to you on a plane. Yes, and I was flying out to L.A. to audition for some movie that I didn't get, which was fine. Because I remember I was reading the script, and you said to me, "Oh, what are you reading?" And I said, "Oh, it's some John Travolta comedy." Called The Experts. And it's about 2 young hip Americans who get kidnapped by Russian spies to teach them how to act like young, hip Americans.
Right.
And you, being a fortune teller, said, "Oh, that sounds like a piece of shit."
Well, fortune teller, no, it wasn't really so much fortune telling, Gilbert. It was just logical common sense. Well, welcome back to the big show today. Of course, your Coffee and Cigarettes Friday Frappuccino for this 14th August 2015, 78 degrees New York right now in Central Park.
Bullshitters!
Yeah. Yeah, so what? You know that.
Which woman are you married to or living with now?
Well, like I said, I was looking at Stacy Stacks or Watts or Watty Stacky or something. But now it seems that Sharon Chesley, of course, is in the house. She's left her husband, who he works all week. He's not around the house. Leaves her alone for the whole week, and
yes.
Well, and that's why she's topless and masturbating all the time. Yeah. But no, he's gone for the whole week, and Friday's home now.
Yes.
And she'd said on Facebook earlier she was going to be out in the pool with Dave and would not make the show tonight. So completely understandable.
Yes.
And now, here she is. She just dumped her man for this shit. Just left him in the cold pool all alone. Yes, big hard on, Well, I guess what we got to do now.
Yes.
We've got to replay that special song that we started the show off with because she missed it.
Yes.
So let's do that. It'll be fun. Here we go again. Gilbert Godfrey and Louis Lawless's favorite song of all time.
That was a mistake on my part.
No, you're stuck with it now.
Yeah.
That's right. Here it is, just for Sharon.
I met this girl, and she's just great. This girl I just adore. The problem is, she has much more than I had bargained for. She's got that style. She's got that smile. She's got the walk. She's got the talk. She's got that zing. There's just one thing. She's got a penis.
Oh, yeah.
She's got that flair. Knows what to wear. She's got that face. That girlish grace. She's got pizzazz. Too bad she has a penis.
Oh, yeah.
Now there's always some failure, always some flaw. Ain't that what they call Murphy's Law? But male genitalia, that's where I draw the line. Besides, hers is bigger than mine. My life's a mess, 'cause under that dress, she's got a P-E-N-I-S.
Oh, yeah. There we go. You just,
yes.
you just, dollar for dollar, pound for pound, you just do not find exciting entertainment like you do here for absolutely no money down. There you go. So, Sharon, you might have lost the penis in the pool. But we've all banded together, pitched in, and we were glad we could throw you this one.
It's just life, and I love doing it. I love doing these kind of stories anyway.
Oh, yeah, we do, too. I mean, that's what we live for here.
Yes.
God, if we didn't have any stories, it would just be, I don't know, Gilbert Godfrey doing Jay Leno.
I read somewhere that you have a dick. Can you show it to me? Yeah.
That's pretty damn good.
Yes.
Seinfeld.
Hey, can I see your dick?
All right. There's all kinds of dick. Zinger. Well, welcome back to the big show, of course, your coffee and cigarettes. And, well, this show would be absolutely nothing without our NAACP, injection, I guess we'll call it. So we're going to, without further ado, take you to the HTLA Chopper 1, flying somewhere over Los Angeles for some reason. Giving you the LA traffic for New York.
And this is, I f***ed that up.
Yeah, you did. Thank you.
That was a mistake on my part.
Okay, well, don't let him do it again. Yeah. So without further ado, Brock, give us that traffic.
Hello, everybody out there. This is Brock Favors with traffic on the ones. Chad Armstrong is out sick today, so I am filling in for my usual land reports, and I'm up here in the chopper, but I got to tell you guys, I am loving the view. Oh, my God! Oh, no, stop! Oh! Whew. All right. Well, we are over the 10. It is massively clogged down there like a pint of maple syrup on a cool November morning. And we do. Oh, goddamn, we're gonna die in this mother. Oh my God! Woo! Okay. Okay, I am very sorry, folks. It's a little bit of a bumpy ride up here. We are now approaching the 405, where the left lane is blocked by a mattress. So somebody is going to be doing a little return to IKEA later today. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no, please! Oh, goddamn! Oh, get me out this motherfucking death machine right now! Oh, no, black people ain't meant to be in the sky! We ain't meant to be in the sky, man! Oh, mama, help me, mother. Oh, mama. But a 405 is up right now. Ain't nobody going down this. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry, folks. I'm very sorry, but I'm losing my up here.
Actually, you have every right to. We're about to crash.
Oh, kill me!
Goes, and as always, HTLA would like to offer its condolences to the Favors family.
Yes.
Wow. There goes. That's gotta hurt.
That was a mistake on my part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, with your current blood alcohol level, if you were flying that chopper, yeah. Well,
Wait a minute, I got lost. HTLA.
No, you're here. You're fine. Everything's good.
We're 5 steps away from winning the Academy Award.
Yeah, I know.
And we didn't.
We know. Yeah. It's all right. It's good. It's fine. Everything's under control. Don't worry about it, Louie. Just sit back, relax, comment on the stories. I've got it covered.
You know why, Chris? Because you're such a control freak, you don't want anyone to tell you what to do.
Really? Is that... Yeah? You think so, huh?
No, I don't.
Well, whatever, as long as Mr. T is proud of me.
Mr. T would be proud of you.
Yes.
There we go. That's the only thing I have to worry about, and, well, from what I'm told every single day, that's just fine. Yeah. Well, moving on today, gang, we've got an interesting story here. Folks off the job for 5 months, well, they get a huge surprise. Yes, this story comes to us from Austin, Texas, yes. Northwest Austin residents can finally get their Chick-fil-A again now that one of the popular locations has reopened. But no, that's not what everybody is talking about. No, after a 5-month remodel in order to grow with Austin's population, the franchise owner Jeff Glover continued to pay his 50 employees for the complete and total time of the remodel. Yeah, see, Gilbert's not laughing now. Yeah. Well, he says, I thought to myself, I don't want my group to have to forego their salaries, he says. As an extra incentive, Glover gave all of his employees a $1 per hour raise. Norma Baines, one of the managers at the restaurant, said that this type of generosity usually doesn't happen in today's business climate. When it does, they go out of effing business. I've been here for over a decade, and I can't put into words how much this means to me, she said. The workers were required to do some online testing while the store was closed, and Glover is expected to hire some additional workers. But, there it is. That's a fine example of a man just throwing away money. Well, it is. I mean, are you kidding me?
Yes.
Gilbert, you would never in a billion years, if you owned a little restaurant like that. Oh, well, the contractor comes to you. Well, Gilbert, it's going to be 6 months for the remodel. And you'd be like, excuse me, half a year?
Yes.
Yeah. And then he'd be like, yeah. And then you'd be right out there. Staff, come on, gather around. Okay. We're going to have to let you all go. Sorry, yeah, we're closing down. We're going out of business. We just can't make it anymore.
Yes.
And, right? And then what you do
yes.
is, you fire them all and let them all go. And then, you sit tight for 6 months while they build the brand new one. And then you just hire new peons. Right. And let's do the math here. 50,000 people.
Yes.
Or no, not 50,000 people. 50 people. 50 full-timers. Okay. Even if they're making, bare ass scraping by minimum wage.
Yes.
He's probably looking at, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's looking at close to $500,000. To have them sit at home and do some online testing. Online testing for $500,000. I'd have them at home doing some online porno. That's right, and of course the ones that do really good, the cam girls that are doing really good.
Yes.
Why the hell would I ever bring them back to the burger line?
Yes.
No, because they're going to be making $50,000 each, like, a week. Freaking moron. Well, yes, so there you go. There's a feel-good story about an absolute drooling retard. I got another one for you about a miracle match. Yes, a man who needed a kidney. That's right, and this story also comes to us from Texas. Well, of course, and all the Texas folks I talk to these days,
yes.
all they talk about is, oh, goddamn, it's hot.
Yes.
It's so goddamn hot.
That was a mistake on my part.
What, are you God now?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so goddamn hot.
Yes.
But you can laugh. That was funny. Okay. So that's all they're talking about. It's just so goddamn hot.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see, the odd story about, an idiot throwing away money. And another guy ending up getting a kidney off his wife.
Yes.
Hey. Well, that's exactly what happened in Dallas. That's right. Albert and Lisa Harris. Well, there you go, Sharon. You know Albert and Lisa, right? Yeah. Yes, Albert and Lisa Harris are a good match in more ways than one. The couple traveled to Dallas from Amarillo, Texas for Albert's kidney transplant. Lisa, his spouse, tested positive for everyone has AIDS. Oh, yeah. AIDS. AIDS.
Yes.
Everyone has AIDS. Yes, tested positive as a living donor match, so she shared one of her kidneys with her husband. The Harrises say their walk is a walk of faith. When you say in sickness and in health, this is really becoming real to me, says Lisa, as she recovered from surgery in her hospital bed. Albert Harris had the kidney transplant at Baylor University Medical Center in Dallas on Tuesday. There was a lot of fear, Albert said. The husband and wife team work as realtors by profession. Albert is also... See, now, Sharon, you must know him. He's a realtor, right? Yes. Albert is also a pastor, says his fears eased during surgery, knowing his wife was nearby the entire time, helping to save his life. I really didn't expect to be a match, Lisa explained. The two said they were shocked when doctors revealed Albert's kidneys were failing during a routine checkup 6 years ago. Albert says he was very active at the time and had not felt sick. He spent time on dialysis treatment and waiting on an organ transplant list. One of the misconceptions that I had is that I had to have a blood relative be a donor, Albert explained. It was only recently that the couple say doctors confirmed the miracle organ donor for the man needed was right by his side. It was his wife and maid of 21 years. If God made me a match, then I am the one, said Lisa. I'm the one, and so there was no reason for me to be afraid. Doctors say organ transplant cases like Harris's are rare. They say it's not very common for someone to qualify as a living donor for their husband or wife. More than 113,000 patients in the United States currently are awaiting transplants, according to Donate Life Texas. 3/4 of the people in that group are multicultural patients. Roughly 34,000 of them are African American. Medical experts say only a few hundred living donors are registered. One of the problems is the demand for transplants has kind of been steadily increasing, says Dr. Greg McKenna, a transplant surgeon with Baylor University Medical Center. Supply has at times been stable and steady, but now steadily decreasing. The Harrises are using their experience to urge others to consider becoming organ donors. As the couple continues their walk, Lisa says they're temporarily moving a little slower as they recover. However, she's glad to be able to help her husband continue his walk through life. You know, he's my best friend, Lisa said. Then Lisa also said, if it were the zombie apocalypse, I'd eat him. And she says, I understand and have faith in God that if he was turned first, he'd eat me. So,
how many different families do you have?
Enough that I could keep eating for quite a few years.
You being Catholic, you realize that you can have birth control. You realize that?
Why? I'm saving up. I'm stocking up my stores for the zombie apocalypse, Louis. Yeah, no, I don't screw with stuff when it comes to that.
Yes.
No, I'm going to make sure I'm completely taken care of during the zombie apocalypse and have many, many fine family members to eat. Yes. Well, Gilbert, I would highly recommend you do the same.
Yes.
You know, and especially being in the building that you're in.
Yes.
You know, the beauty is that if you work it right, and don't worry, I can help you with some security ideas I've got.
Yeah.
But if you work it right, you can actually lock down that building and have infected on every floor but your own.
Yes.
And then ultimately when you do turn, you know, you've got all of those zombies to eat before you get hungry. So, you know, and Louis, you're covered because, of course, I think you live right to that next door to that Indian reservation, you know. So you know, you're totally covered, right?
It's about fucking time. Move on.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is you can eat the... Oh, never mind. Well, moving on today, we've got kind of an interesting story from Intel.
Yes.
Yes, not intelligence like intelligence.
Yes.
This is my serious face. No, like Intel Inside, makers of processors everywhere in computers all over the globe. Yes, Intel, they've put out their story today. They're pledging $750,000.
Yes.
Yeah, to help grow a pool of Navajo code writers.
Yes.
Oh, well, you know, the Navajo code talkers were kind of useless after World War II. I'm kind of thinking now Navajo code writers would be kind of useless, too.
Yes.
You know, if they're going to write programs, sure, that's one thing.
Yes.
Yeah. this is just really what? And yeah, but here's the thing, though. This whole story, is like, ooh, Intel pledges $750,000. $750,000 to a company like Intel. That's like a parking pass, for. That's like a parking pass for a day. That's not real money. What, why are we doing such a lowbrow campaign here of only $750K for, like 10 Navajo code writers? Well, I'm going to tell you. Yeah. San Francisco, that's right. 70 years ago today, Japan surrendered to the Allies to conclude World War II, and a bunch of people lied about being in the photo in Times Square. Yeah. Well, although the war's end was the result of many factors, few are perhaps as unsung as the contributions of the Native American code talkers. Yes, the Navajos who used their unique language as an unbreakable code for military communication. Time to honor the day also that celebrates the achievement of those code talkers and that incredible Nick Cage movie. Yeah, I just don't understand this Nicolas Cage crap. I really don't. I look like a doofy dog, and I'm gonna, I could play an action hero. Yes. I could do it. Every time I see him, I just want to hit him between the eyes with a bat. And they make fun of Matthew McConaughey.
Yes.
Well, that guy, he might act like a dumb Southern.
Yes.
But he's not a dumb Southern. It's fucking Nicolas Cage. Anyway, yes, Navajo code talkers. Yes, that's what I'm doing here. Yes, the achievements of those code talkers. Intel Corporation announced today a $250,000 a year grant. So, yeah, they're not even spending the $750 this month. No, $250,000 a year.
I'd like to have that as my slogan in life.
No, that's too low for you. Hang on one second. Let's here. I'm going to I'm not going to play Sharon Chesley's song again. I'm going to do the I'm going to do Everyone Has AIDS. Just let me figure something out here. Hang on.
Yeah.
Do.
Everyone has AIDS. Do. And so this is the end of our story. And everyone is dead from AIDS. It took from me my best friend, my only true pal, my only bright star. He died of AIDS. Well, I'm gonna march on Washington, lead the fight and charge the brigades.
Okay, I figured it out now. So get this, their little plan here, $250,000 a year for 3 years. Okay?
Yes.
Basically, that works out to $30,000 a month.
Yes.
And they can't really hire and hold any more than 2 Navajo code talkers for this whole thing. And you're probably asking yourself, well, gee, Crash, why would they be getting paid $15,000 a month each? Right? Well, you see, that's not what I'm insinuating, because you see, with companies like Intel,
yes,
when they go and do these kind of, contributionary, we're doing it for the good of everybody. Charity, that's the word.
Yes.
Yeah, when companies like do this charity stuff, of course, what they do is they announce these great things, and they're doing these great things with all these really low, shitty minorities. You know, they're announcing the big bucks like, like the parking fare that Intel spends in a month, $750,000. You know. Well, $30,000 a month. So you know what's happening, of course.
Yes.
And they're not paying the two Navajos $15,000 each.
Yes.
No, they're giving those two Navajos probably like $1,000 a month each and free pizza and beer. Okay? The rest of the money, of course, is going into, Intel servers that will just be on site where the Navajo people work.
Yes.
And these will be hundreds of $1,000s in servers and gear and IT stuff that they buy anyway.
Yes.
Right? But then, of course, what they do is because all that gear after the 3 years is used up, they'll take that back in and put it into their, Blade server infrastructure and continue to take over the world. That's part of the whole master plan, you see.
Yes.
It's kind of like Bill Cosby with the raping. It's No, it is when you think about it because he's got this master plan.
Yes.
He starts off with dinner and drinks and and then you go up to his house and all of a sudden you have another couple of drinks, but these ones don't hit you like the regular ones. These ones hit you like you're fucked now. Right, and then of course he has his way with you. He bangs you in all your holes. Just Jello pudding in every orifice. Jello. And then he invites his other brothers over,
Yes.
and they start licking out your cream pies and. They have a Jello party with you and whatever other girls they can get, and of course Kirk Cameron to bring up the rear. Yeah. See, so that, just ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, that should clear up all of the cloudiness about what happened in Bill Cosby's apartment 42 years ago. There you go. Oh, and by the way, for the court record, yes, Kirk Cameron was not born yet. Right. Yeah. Well, let's get back to this stupid Intel story. Yeah. Yes, the $250,000 a year grant for 3 years to a trio of Arizona-based Navajo Nation high schools to help their graduates become... Oh, see? That's it. They're not even paying the Navajo $1,000 each for the two of them. No. Right, why are we going to pay them? We could just put all the money into the gear and just take it out in 3 years because we got high school students that are free. Yes, and those high schools will help their graduates become code writers. Yes, the initiative is part of a broader $300 million commitment by Intel. Here's the master plan. Yes, Intel towards making its 50,000-strong U.S. workforce, which, like most tech companies, is largely white and male, to better represent national demographics. Really? This whole thing, this $300 million incentive and move is to say that you've got some black folks working for you? Just do what we did at HTLA. We got the token one. We kill them every day. It's cheap. You didn't invest no $300 million in favors? No.
No, I don't. Because I asked him. I said, "Well, fly out here and I'll film you."
Oh, you trying to film favors now? Yeah. Oh no, you're trying to get favors. Yeah, that's it.
$88,000 a year they make.
No, we never said that we paid favors that or would pay favors.
Yes.
Anyway, we're getting sidetracked again.
Yes.
Let's finish this story off like it matters somehow. Now, most tech companies is largely white, male, and better represents national demographics. Yes, we know that if we're really going to fill the talent pipeline, we need to aggressively address the gaps in that talent, says Barbara McAllister, Deputy Director of Intel's Diversity and Technology Initiative. adding that the funds are in support to the recently announced Science Foundation Arizona's Code Talkers and Code Writers Initiative. Intel currently employs 266 Native Americans, about 0.45%. Oh, that is some good coffee. Yes, just had the coffee delivered to my desk right here, right now. The brand new. We got a new coffee maker installed today in the studio here. What the hell is it? Faberware or something? Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't care. Faberware, hell, you could call it underwear. In fact, maybe the real key to coffee brewing.
Yes.
Maybe it's in, never mind these paper filters or these gold filters.
Yes.
Right? Maybe the key is filtering the coffee through your underwear. That's what I'm thinking. I think I'm actually onto something there. I'm going to try that maybe with the brand new machine later because, it's under warranty if I screw up. Anyway, yes, Intel currently employs 266 Native Americans, about 0.045 of employees. It also has 1,878 African American valets. I'm not making it up. It says that here.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm smoking again.
Yes.
1,878 African Americans, 3.5% of their total employee makeup, and 4,454 Hispanics, about 8.3%. For years, tech companies were reluctant to share their employee demographics, saying that it might cause another Ferguson. They say that trend has been shifting in the face of pressure from both activists such as the Reverend Jesse Jackson and the Rainbow Push Coalition and media outlets such as USA Today. Among the reasons often cited for lack of diversity at technology firms are the lack of minority engineers graduating from top schools and, at a more fundamental level, a dearth of role models from the computer science world. Critics counter that companies such as Apple and Google should look beyond top schools such as MIT and Stanford for minority talent. Why? Well,
yes.
If I'm Microsoft or Google or Apple, for Christ's sake.
Yes.
Sorry, if I'm a global IT company, I'm going to pick from exactly schools such as MIT or Stanford and not have one iota of, the poor minorities. Why would you? If you build a company like Apple.
Yes.
Okay, you're Steve Gutenberg or
yes,
whatever. What's his name? Steve More Money Jobs, right? All right, so you're Steve Jobs, and you start off, in I don't know, that movie they had.
Yes.
I don't know. What the hell is it? That doofus from the 70s show. Yeah, the doofus played Steve Jobs and a couple other fat hippies. Okay, well, whatever. Long and the short is the money man comes in.
Yes.
Okay. Guys, I like your idea. I'm interested. How's $500,000? Let's get this company going. As soon as you cross that line.
Yes.
As soon as you go from, we're a bunch of hippies in a garage kicking ass.
Yes.
Right? As soon as you go from that to where the money man is like, okay, well, here's $500,000, let's get going. I'm sure he's going to stand there and go, well, I'm sorry, unless you're willing to hire 50-50 minorities, I'm not taking your money. And did he do that?
Yes.
No. No, he didn't. Yes, those three white nerds took the money and built Apple into what it is today. And did they do that on the backs of the blacks? No, they didn't. No? And did they do that on the backs of the Hispanics? No way. Right? So they can't sit there and cry slavery. Oh, so what is it now? Well, geez, not only were you're not slaves for this corporation to get so big and successful, you weren't even included in the equation. Right. Well, that's just not fair. We can't make enough money selling shoes on eBay from Ferguson, motherfucker. But I'll digress because there's still more of the story, and I'm sure there's all kinds of other things here I'm going to pick apart into a million little pieces. Yeah. But anyway, yes, they must look beyond, top schools such as MIT and Stanford and go out and hire the worst. Yeah. That's right, businessmen and entrepreneurs of the United States. Yes. It's now incumbent upon you in the new age of equality to go out and hire the worst scum of the earth to start your business and run it right into the ground. Yes. Because that's what you'll get. Because, Reggie can't come in today. Oh, why? Is he sick? No, man, he's high on crack. What? Well, what about Giorgio Hernandez?
Yes.
And Giorgio can't come in, man. He's doing a ride to Compton. Next window. Well, McAllister says that much of the $250,000 grant, which will go to Chinley Monument Valley and a third high school yet to be named, will be spent on providing teachers with training to teach students coding. In addition, Intel will provide on-site assistance and the mentoring of some of its Native American staffers, a few of whom graduated from the high schools receiving the grant. It's critical to bring a science and coding curriculum to life and off-project-based learning, as opposed to just rote learning, says McAllister. Well, I would say to McAllister, let's fix that basic rote learning education in this country first before kind of specializing, huh? I don't freaking know. I don't know. But hey, now our next story is going to take us into something that the minorities are equally as skilled in, which is astronomy. That's right, you heard me right. And astronomers, white ones, yes, they found something. They found a young new Jupiter-like planet. That's right, astronomers have spotted a Jupiter-like planet that could hold the answer to how our solar system was formed. What, you idiots don't know that yet? Well, the planet 51 Eridani b is roughly twice the size of Jupiter, which is freaking huge. And young by planetary standards, at 20 million years old, at 800 degrees Fahrenheit the planet's surface is still glowing with heat from its creation and offers clues about how it was formed, according to a study published in the Journal of Science yesterday. Located, about 96 light years from Earth, 51 Eridani b is the first planet discovered with a new direct imaging instrument coined the Gemini Planet Imager, or, you'll like this, minorities, the GPI. Yo, I be studying hard to get working on the GPI. Mm-hmm. The direct imaging instrument is mounted to the 27-foot-long Gemini South Telescope in Chile. The instrument uses different processes than NASA's Kepler Space Telescope to find planets. While Kepler looks for shadows and obstructions of starlight that could signify a planet, the GPI was designed to discover a faint young planets orbiting bright stars. The planet's methane-rich atmosphere, which makes it smell like Gilbert's apartment, makes 51 Eridani b more Jupiter-like than any other expectant scientists have discovered as of yet. Co-author Travis Barman, a researcher at the University of Arizona, said in a statement today. He said the new instrument could play a vital role in identifying and understanding how solar systems similar to ours form. The 51 Iridan B is the first young planet that probably looks like Jupiter did billions of years ago, making it currently our most important corner piece of the planet formation jigsaw puzzle, Borman said. It's pretty amazing. They've got a lot of photos here, of course, and we were going to actually have the top 20 photos of the day when we started the show. But, that's kind of hard to do on the radio.
Yes.
And I know, I did tell the listeners in the description for this show.
Yes.
That we would... we realize they can't actually see the pictures that we're talking about. Right? But I told them that, you and Louie and I would look them over and discuss them.
Yes.
But Kissy apparently doesn't like that idea. So, Seinfeld.
Hey, can I see your dick?
There you go. There you go. And there they go. And now the 51 Eridani B planet is actually twice the size of Jupiter. And Jupiter itself is freaking massive compared to the Earth.
Yes.
So, I don't know what all this has to do with anything relevant. I mean, it's great. I mean, they show a comparative model, of course, of 51 Eridani B next to Jupiter, and then, of course, next to the wee tiny little Earth.
Yeah.
And so, Jay Leno, we got a request.
No, I read somewhere that you have a dick. Can you show it to me?
Only if it's as big as Jupiter.
Always with a female and having a relationship, married or single, it's always better that they do the leaving. If you do the leaving, if you take that lingering thing, you know what I mean?
Well, if anybody knows about lingering, it's the planets. Well, thank you for tuning in to today's edition of All About the Planets. Yeah, so then they got the picture, the comparative size of 51 Eridani B next to Jupiter, and then next to the wee tiny little Earth. And then I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, so what's your point? If we're the wee tiny little Earth, if this thing is 90 billion light years away, if we can't possibly get a ship to it within the next 200 years, all of this is kind of moot, no?
Yes.
Oh, it's great that the planet's out there. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
It's out there, and it's doing its cooling down thing. And, right, and in another, 80 billion years, it'll look a lot like our Jupiter. That's great. So what? Well, here's the so what.
Yes.
Here's the point of it all.
Now, here's a segue.
No, what? Yeah? Gilbert, are you still there? All right, what's your segue?
So I could see you feel very uncomfortable talking.
No, don't even go there. Don't even go there. We're not talking about that again.
Same thing.
It's got nothing to do with Jupiter. No. And now, thank you very much. I've completely forgotten where I was going with that entire thing. Well. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting. It really is. I'm completely interested. But why doesn't this show tell you about things that might possibly, in an infinitesimal kind of, really long equation done by some of the most brilliant minds on the planet who are not minorities. Why wouldn't I tell you about something that might somehow, in some small, tiny way, ever get to mattering to any one of you out there? Well, seriously. No, seriously. Here's the thing. How does knowing about Eridani 51b light ripple planet 90 billion light years away? Last time I looked, not even the minorities had rides that could go that fast. Okay. So they can't do it.
Yes.
We can't do it. Richard Branson certainly can't do it. We're not going to be there for at least another 250, 300, even 700 years. Does this story matter to anybody? Anybody on this planet right now? No. No, it doesn't.
Now, here's a story I'm sure you're tired of talking about, but I'd be remiss in not bringing it up, and that's when you beat up a transvestite.
You know, it's funny you bring that up.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing.
Yes.
My beating up a transvestite or a transsexual...
Yes.
in any way, shape, or form is infinitely more relevant to our listeners than anything to do with this story.
We're 5 steps away from winning the Academy Award.
And you didn't. So that's not going to be our last story.
Yes.
I'm not leaving, kicking off the weekend on such a low freaking note.
Yes.
No. So I'm going to bring in, what I like to call my little crash bonus story. That's right. You get the Crash Jesus bonus story today just for stopping in.
The music is fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to hear it.
I was playing it in my mind. Actually, I was going to have something queued up, but it just dawned on me at the end of the show here. Yeah. Well, let's move on to something that might actually have something to do with somebody today, or indeed in the near future, i.e. less than 90 billion light years from now. Yeah. How about, Secretary of State John Kerry, as he calls for democracy in Cuba as U.S. flag is raised today. Yes, today was the day. We've been telling you about it a couple of times this week.
Yes.
In Havana today, the U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry called for an end to the mutual isolation and issued an impassioned plea for democracy in Cuba. What an idiot. Doesn't he know they're communists? Yeah, that's the whole problem. What was it? 60 years ago, they went and did what they did because they don't want to be democratic.
Yes.
Or did you just miss that on the newsreel? Yeah. And I goddamn know John Kerry is old enough to remember it.
Yeah.
Yes, Cuba, that's the key. That's your answer. Just become democratic. Let's open a McDonald's. Let's do that. And you'll be fine because look what we did to Russia. Look at that. Yeah, we took the communist motherland.
Yes.
And overnight, the sleeping actor Ronald Reagan. Yes, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall. What, you fucking crazy? We'll lose everything. Just tear it down. It looks good on the news. Remember me in 2016.
Yeah.
I'm not dead. I'm still here. Nancy, where's my shoes?
Yeah.
Yes. Now, see, here's the thing now. Yeah, tear down that wall and, okay, Russia, a huge civil war, split up into 240 tiny countries, most of which are still fighting and killing each other today. But we've got that McDonald's in Moscow. And this just in, Sharon Chesley stating openly in the HTLA live chat room that she loves sucking the cigar. There we go. Oh, and she can suck your cigar while having a beer.
Yes.
Sharon, actually put that on video, just on your cell phone or whatever, and throw that up on the HTLA page for us. Yeah. She wait a minute. She says, I do mean cigar. Wait a second here. I got to scroll. Don't be thinking other things. Shit. God damn it. She knows that's all we think about.
Yes.
Come on. God damn it. All week she's been, and I've said it on the show.
Yes.
Sharon's on her porch, topless and masturbating. See, so she knows.
Yes.
See, she knows. Oh, I love a cigar when I'm drinking beer.
Yes.
She knows what the old crash man does with that information. Yeah, so that little disclaimer there, don't be thinking other things. That's just for yours truly. Fine. Well, screw you. I'm going to think about it anyway.
Sex is only the tip of the iceberg.
And that's about all my brain does. I just do the tip and Ronald Reagan impressions. Well, Nancy and I, we're going down to the ranch for the weekend.
Yes.
I'm here in talks in Geneva with... Hey, say what you will about Ronald Reagan, pal.
Yes.
You know what? I don't freaking care. He's a goddamn cowboy, and I love him.
Yes.
You can't get dumber than good old George W. Well, that's it. We're going to war in Iraq, and
yes.
Yes. We are mission deplete. We are. We will not rest until the ones who are responsible for something in New York are put to sleep or something. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And he goes and does that.
Yes.
And then he turns around in front of all of the media of the planet.
Yes.
Walks up to the double door, pulls the door you push, and walks into the wall. So I'll stick to my Ronald Reagan, you sucks. And Nancy and I still get it on. Yeah. So you just think about that while I'm ass fucking her. Yeah. I'll be banging her cowboy style in Texas.
Yes.
Yes, well, now it's time to reach out to one another as the two peoples. We no longer are enemies or rivals, but neighbors, says Kerry. Yes, who oversaw the event that followed a similar flag-raising ceremony last month outside the Cuban embassy in Washington. It's time to unfurl our flags, he said. I'm John Kerry. Mind if I unfurl my flag? Little Cuban bitch be like, you get out of here, cucho. In fact, he's probably sitting at a bar in Cuba right now trying that line on some chick.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Kerry, who oversaw the event that followed a similar flag-raising ceremony last month outside the Cuban embassy in Washington, said, it's time to unfurl our flags, raise them up, and let the world know that we wish each other well. Yeah. Yes. The flag raising represents the latest step in the changing relationship in Obama's mind. Yes, this is all the brainchild of President Obama, who has completely lost all sense of any reality he ever had since Oprah cried. Yes, that flag raising represents that latest step in the changing relationship between the two nations since President Obama went fucking insane. Yes, and he and Cuban President Raul Castro announced an end to the diplomatic freeze back in December. Well, on Friday, Kerry applauded the two leaders for their courageous decision and thanked Pope Francis, who doesn't seem to have anything to do with anything. Well, no, Kerry goes on here to say that he helped facilitate the dialogue between our president and Castro. I don't know how that would have worked, but...
Yes.
Okay. Well, to help raise the flag, American officials brought back 3 of the U.S. Marines who lowered it in 1961 when the U.S. cut off ties with Cuba at the peak of the Cold War. For our nations today represents the beginning of a new chapter and a key step in normalizing relations, says Jeffrey De Laurentiis, the chief U.S. diplomat in Havana. He said in opening remarks, John Kerry called it a historic moment and A day for pushing aside old barriers and exploring new possibilities. Then Carrie began to explain to the audience all about the planets. In the chat room now, they're asking for a happier story.
Yes.
All right. Well, I think I can accommodate.
Yes.
I'll just close this story up. Don't care about frickin' Cuba. Huh? All right. There we go. So it's closed, and now it's all raw crash. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, okay. I've only got 6 minutes left before it's a 2-hour show, and
yes.
I'm going to fill that up with a little story that happened to me a number of years ago.
Yes.
And it's a whole lot more entertaining than this John Kerry Cuba shit. Yeah. Okay, so there I was. I just got my 1979 El Camino off the car lot. I did. The 79 El Camino with the small block 305. Yeah. And I did the camshaft and bored out the cylinders a little bit, add a little punch to the bitch. And, of course, I had the 68 Corvette rally wheels on it.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, anyway, long story short, I decided to go out to the bar.
Yes.
So I drive out, and I head down. I fucking go in the bar, and I'm in the bar for, 20 minutes, half an hour. I find the beautiful, tall, blonde girl, long, straight hair. Yeah. And she had the sweetest, I mean, Phil's sister would be proud, you know? So we get to talking and stuff, and I like girls that don't piss around.
Yes.
You know? There was none of this, come dance with me and buy me drinks all night. No, and then, yes, Phil, big tits.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, okay, in fairness, they were like, 38 C's or something.
Yes.
Not huge, but nice handfuls, and, certainly not veiny with nasty areola. Yeah.
Which woman are you married to or living with now?
I don't want to go there. I'm talking about 27 years ago.
Yes.
All right. So she wants to get out of the bar.
Yes.
She wants to get out of there. So we get out there, and we get in my Camino, and she likes it. And she says, ooh, leather interior.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where does she want to go? Well, she wants to go out to Island View Beach. She actually said that. And, of course, well, if you're not from where I'm from, you wouldn't know what Island View Beach is.
Yes.
But suffice it to say, it's, come and fuck me somewhere. Right? So, and no, Sharon, I'm not going to move along. You asked for this.
Yes.
So we're cruising out the highway, and we're headed out to Island View Beach where she wants to go. And we did a lot of partying there all through my youth and whatnot.
Yes.
And we get out there, and we have some beers and stuff. One thing leads to another. Next thing you know, I'm fucking her on the hood of the car. All right? Well, I got her on her back on the hood, right in the center.
Yes.
And I'm banging away out of there.
Yes.
And it's pitch black out there. There's no lights. It's just beach and stars and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's how I got into a lot of girls' panties. I used to tell them all about the planets. Anyway, long story short, that's it. I dumped my load. She dribbles it out all down in the front of the hood. So I end up taking her home.
Yes.
So that's fine. I take her home, get in the house, go to bed, shag a couple of more hours.
Yes.
By the morning, she was a pretty stinky oyster. Yeah. But anyway, here's the fun part of the whole story and how I'm going to kick you all off into the weekend.
Yes.
I get up in the morning.
Yes.
I go down. I make my coffee.
Yes.
And she comes down. She doesn't drink coffee. All of a sudden, I'm freaked out. This chick's gorgeous, but you don't drink coffee? Get out. You're not a human. But whatever, she had a belly button ring, and I'm a sucker. So, yeah, we dated for about 8 months before she left me for another guy.
Yes.
But the end of the story.
Yes.
She gets dressed and stuff. She got to go to work or whatever. So she just leaves, and I'm like, wow, I don't have to drive you?
Yes.
Sweet, you go to work on your own. That's a bonus. So she goes to work and stuff, and I'm hanging around the house. And I'm doing whatever the hell I'm doing, and got dressed and got my stuff together. Went out to meet a friend for coffee or something in the afternoon.
Yes.
And so I go down to the garage, and I get in the car, and warming up, and I'm driving to the coffee shop. And the coffee shop is a busy one. It's Cafe Fantastico on Cook Street in Victoria.
Yes.
And Cook Street is down in the Cook Street Village, and if you've ever been there, it's a nice little place. It's kind of like, nothing like Brooklyn. So I get down there, and I never get to find a parking spot right in front of this place. Never happens to me.
Yes.
That morning or that afternoon, oh, boom, what do you know? There's a parking spot right in front of the place.
Yes.
So great. So I go, and I get out of the car and shut my door, and I'm strutting up to the coffee shop there, and there's tons of people at this place.
Yes.
And they've got, like, tables out front on the sidewalk. It's about a 30-foot wide sidewalk kind of thing, and they have, their tables and stuff. So there's like 30, 40, 50 people out there.
Yes.
And I go meet my buddy Dave and Matt, and we sit down, and we go in and get our coffee, and come back out and sit down at a nice table and stuff. And
yes.
And we're looking at the car.
Yes.
And I didn't even notice it. People started to crowd around the car.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Well, so whatever, long and the short, we sit there for like another hour and a half. People are still crowded around the car, and we're like, what the hell's wrong with the car? It's not smoking.
Yes.
It's not, it's just sitting there looking nice. I'm thinking, it's just a 79 El Camino. It's nice, but, it's no Ferrari or something.
Yes.
Well, then, of course, we get up, and we're all done our coffee and whatnot,
yes.
So we start to go our separate ways, and Dave needs a ride.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, Dave, well, hop in the passenger seat and we'll take off. And
yes.
Okay, so we start walking over to the car. We go through the crowd of people.
Yes.
And we look, and then it hits me.
Yeah.
There's this perfect imprint of this girl's entire back of her body down to her butt crack, perfectly laden into the hood of my car, and the jizz is dry. There you go. So there's some entertainment. Oh yeah, I got a ton more of those stories. We should just have sex talk with Crash Jesus. Yes, it's been a fun ride, and I've loved it all, and poor Louie has suffered greatly because of it.
Yeah.
Yes. But anyway, gang, we're out of here. We're going to get the hell out of here. We're late tonight, and we're out of here, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, get out of here.
Yes.
I thank the one, the only Louie Lawless for being here today.
Mr. T would be proud of you.
Oh, did he bang girls on the hood, too? Yeah.
It's just life, and I love doing it. I love doing these kind of stories anyway.
Well, thank you, and we love having you every single day, Louie.
That was a mistake on my part.
All right, well, we'll see you back here on Monday. Also, Gilbert, thank you for being here, as always, my friend.
Thank you for listening, and support the show for the love of God.
And all things dirty on the hood of the car. Yeah. Shout out the social media, baby.
Don't forget to follow us on our Facebook page.
Oh, yeah?
On Twitter and on Instagram.
Yes, and ignore the pictures of the hood sex. Yes. Also, you can find us right at NewYorksBestTalk.com. Get on over there. The show page has got every single show, even runs the live stuff, and we've got a chat room over there. You can even share pictures, and I'm thinking about going over there starting Monday, and I'll just share out all these pictures of all my previous exploits. Yeah. I'm gonna do that too.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't care. They're getting child support from me. I might as well, make them famous. And once again, finally, thank you to the listeners of HTLA out there. Sharon Chesley, the one, the only First Lady of HTLA, Devlon Crawford, Phil DeYoung, Greg Howe, Phyllis Griffiths, Tom Grote. The list goes on and on. It doesn't end. There's just too many to list. Thank you all for listening. And you guys have a great weekend. We will catch you Monday.
We're New York's best talk radio, HTLA Radio 1.